24th Gold Coin. Our Life Journey. Our flight was suddenly caught in intense turbulence. It was as if all of the passengers were riding sinusoidal waves with every forceful thrust. These were very tense moments for everyone, as I could see many faces turned pale with fear of a plane crash as they were holding their seat arms very tightly. My inner feelings were also not much different from theirs, and while holding my seatbelt, I was also trying to recite some holy verses. The announcement was going on and on to sit tight with seatbelts fastened as we were going through this turbulent situation. I remember these few minutes felt like ages, and during these moments, instantly my whole world flashed through my mind in seconds. I recalled the moments and the sins in which I was not in better alignments with my principles, the times when I could have walked over to my friends and colleagues to say sorry because of my rude behavior which had hurt them, but I could not muster up the courage to say so at that time. I recalled that there were countless moments in my life in which I could be thankful to my Lord for all the blessings I had, where I could be a little more gentle and kind towards my family and colleagues, but was not. The turbulence was now jerking the plane around more violently, and in those moments when I felt that the flight was not going to make it and that our end was certain, all of those priorities which I was clinging to for so many years suddenly became meaningless. All the lust for those fancy job titles and hefty bank balances and new expensive cars just vanished out of my mind. I wished that if I could get another chance, I would surely live a better life than what I was currently living. I was repenting for all of my bad deeds and had not realized that some tears had rolled out of my eyes. It seemed as if some prayers had been heard somewhere as our flight began to get a bit smoother. So the question is, after reading or listening to all of this, are you willing to take a deeper look into your priorities in life and decide to live a life of integrity and care for others in all spheres of your life before it is too late and you get caught in the final turbulence of your life? I remember when I used to travel on a train. It was always a fascinating journey for me. On one of my journeys, an unforgettable incident happened. I was riding in the first-class compartment, which was the best, with all of the top facilities. However, I had observed that there was a very challenging situation going on in the economy class compartment, as it was over capacity, with passengers hardly even getting standing space inside the compartment, so they just clung on to the train compartment door. The train journey took almost one whole day to reach our destination. The moment our train stopped at the final station, there were policemen waiting. They boarded the train and entered our first-class compartment in haste. They held a couple of people, handcuffed them, and then forcefully dragged them out of the compartment. Later, I came to know that they were fugitives that the police had been looking for some time. They finally got hold of them at this very station after a tip-off from some of their sources. The way those individuals were treated and humiliated by the police on that day was a totally new and terrifying experience for me. Later, this same experience took on a different interpretation for me. I realized that the people who had been caught and tortured by the police for their bad deeds, how much would they have remembered a joyous, luxurious one-day train journey which they had just enjoyed? On the other hand, the people who had travelled in the economy class, facing all the hardships along the way, were greeted by their relatives with garlands and warm welcomes at the station and were escorted to their peaceful homes to rest. After experiencing this warm, respectful welcome, how many of such passengers would recall the hardships they had been faced with during their journey? This example is a metaphor of our existing life. You can see in this journey of life there are many people who are doing every sort of bad deed and enjoying every moment of it. We can surely feel envious witnessing their luxurious and pompous lifestyles. But remember If they are enjoying all of this while violating the disciplines and laws of the creator of this universe, then the time is not very far from when the Creator's police, the angels of hell, will soon catch them and drag them to the ultimate punishment. On the other hand, there are some people who are currently facing a lot of temporary difficulties and challenges because they have opted to live a life of honesty and integrity, but are never in a compromised state with greed and lust around them. Surely, when they reach their final destination, they will get heavenly rewards, and it will cause them to forget any such miseries they have ever encountered in their life. This is our life journey, friends. Summary points. 1. Our life's hardships are temporary, and as long as we are living a life of total integrity, honesty, and patience, then final success will come to us as a reward. 2. Some people who, irrespective of all their wrongdoings, are still enjoying the luxuries of life, but they should not be in any illusion, as it will lead to final arrest and punishment.